I'm struck just in your presence. I was watching you on stage, watching the reactions from the crowd, looking you in the eye with your passion that you were displaying and talking about so many issues.
Oh my God. Ladies, get a room. What is happening here? That's a CNN news reporter, a journalist. I love it when CNN displays themselves like this because you remember it was Jim Acosta and all of his cohorts there, Jake Tapper and Wolf Blitzer and Anderson Cooper, and at the time, Chris Cuomo, who were harumping every day. Oh, Donald Trump is getting in the way of a free press here. We must have the right to tell our truth and to be able to speak truth to power and call our elected officials out on the carpet when they're wrong. And that, that's their story then. And then when they're able to exercise their free speech, and no one was infringing on the right to free press, of course, back then, but this is how they exercise it. They've got a journalist who needs a cold shower after talking to Kamala Harris. Listen to this again. This is actually embarrassing. I feel like I'm watching some sort of love connection and I'm the third wheel. Like I shouldn't be at this table. Just keep me out of this conversation.
Let me ask you one more question. I'm struck just in your presence.
I am just struck being in your presence. I'm going to get a little emotional, but I'm going to get through this question. I promise.
I was watching you on stage, watching the reactions from the crowd, looking you in the eye.
Is it hard? Is it hard for you to see how much the crowd loves you with such abandon? That's real? Oh, well, I'll ask that question later when we have some private time.
With your passion that you were displaying and talking about so many issues. And yet you hear candidates suggesting that a vote for President Biden because of his age is somehow a vote for you. And that is hurled as an insult. It's intended to demonstrate some negative viewpoint towards you. What is your reaction to this thought that with your background?
By the way, Kamala Harris's inner monologue right now is, you better believe a vote for him is a vote for me. There ain't no way he's making it 4 years. I am ready. I've already measured the drapes in that office. Woo! It's Kamala time. I love that she's like, can you believe that you've got candidates up there saying that a vote for Biden is a vote for you? And I think they mean it as an insult. Oh, look at her. She's so ready.
In particular, with your career, that there is some thought that you are incapable.
She's incapable of completing a coherent sentence, which you're about to see right now, by the way. Dude, can you believe people suggest that you're not capable? Can we remind you that the vice president's staff had to actually hire child actors, to pretend that they liked her for a video about NASA? Can we remind you that she hasn't been able to keep a person on her staff for more than 4 months over the course of the last 3 years? Can we remind you that she still doesn't know what a Venn diagram is, but she claims she loves them? That in yellow school buses. But look at her. Can you believe people think that you're not quite capable of leading the free world? Dude, Democrats are saying that. Do you notice whenever anybody's concerned about Joe Biden's age or mental acuity, the answer from Democrats and people in the media is never, ever, well, don't worry, we've got Kamala Harris. We're in good hands. We've got Kamala Harris. Is something you never hear in this town from anyone, whether they're a Republican or a Democrat. Do you ever notice that? They're really worried about Joe Biden's health. What are we going to do? And normally the answer would be, done deal. Doesn't matter. We got Kamala Harris. That's why she was picked. She's a more than capable successor. You never hear that, do you? I wonder why.
Well, I think that most women who have risen in their profession, who are leaders in their profession, have had similar experiences. I was the first woman to be elected district attorney. I was the first woman to be elected attorney general of the state of California, and I'm the first woman to be vice president. And I love my job.
Oh, she had to end it with the laugh, didn't she? the reporter. The entire premise of the question was, can you believe that people are like saying that Biden's not going to make it 4 years, so really we're electing you, and they make that an insult, like you're not capable. And then after that answer, I want to cut back to the journalist where she says, "Oh, okay, now I get it. Now it makes perfect sense. Thank you for enlightening me." In fact, Kamala Harris wasn't done there. There was more in this little full body massage of an interview. Here, watch this one.
We should have a bipartisan approach to fixing this problem, which is a long-standing problem.
By the way, wait a minute. What we're talking about immigration, right, and the border crisis, and Kamala Harris saying, "Well, we need a bipartisan approach." Wait a minute. Hold on a second. She's our border czar. I was told that she went down to Guatemala 2 years ago and solved this problem. So why are we even talking about a problem here? She's capable. She's in charge. She went down there and addressed the root causes. Problem solved, right? Oh, maybe not.
What are those solutions? The solution includes putting resources at the border to do what we can to process people effectively. And
listen to, how do you solve this problem? Well, we need to spend more money to get people down there, to get people in this country faster. Because the real problem at our border is that people are slowed down as they're trying to run across illegally. So we need to get them in here faster. Can't get them in quick enough. We got an election coming up. Those mail-in ballots aren't going to mail themselves in. Actually, they probably will if they had to.
Putting in place laws that actually allow for a meaningful pathway to citizenship. We should have.
I do like it when they say the quiet part out loud. So how do you solve the problem at the border? Answer: we need to spend more money to get more people across the border, in addition to the 8, 9, 10 million who have come across in the last 3 years. And then we need to give them a pathway to citizenship. See, problem solved. It's Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's solution. If we've got too much illegal immigration, then maybe we shouldn't make it illegal anymore. It's kind of like that's their plan. Ton of people jump the line, push people out of the way who are trying to come into the country legally and play by the rules. They get in here as fast as possible, as many as possible, and then we make them citizens. And then they'll vote for us. But Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. That's pretty much the message of the Democrats 2024. And some people are buying it.
We're wondering, though, what could you accomplish in a second term that you haven't already done now?
Well, to get there, we're going to require everyone to vote to understand what's at stake right now.
I doubt she really meant what she said there. They're going to require everyone to vote like it's going to be a law. Like, you will vote. Honestly, I don't like all that. You will vote. Here's your ballot. We already marked it off for you. But again, don't get me wrong. She is the most capable, intelligent, and skilled politician of our lifetime. But then she goes on about,
And that is no small matter to make sure that we are present. And I intend to travel around our country to remind people of what's at stake and that their voice will matter and will be expressed through their vote in many other ways. But we have to first get there. So
the question was, what can you do in a second term that you haven't already been able to accomplish in your first term? And the answer is get more people to vote. I mean, who am I to say she's not the most brilliant woman in Washington, D.C.? I mean, she is a woman, and she is in Washington, D.C.